Got to a point that I lost to Bilal, to Jack, and to Sean Brady, and was kind of a little bit depressed. And then that's the moment that I kind of look in the mirror a little bit, see like, and a lot of options are coming of changing camps. Do this different, do that
Right.
different. But then when I start really looking into me, was my change that I gotta do. Was nothing like external. Was
All
things
internal.
was more things internal, and then that's when I start putting my knee down and I start praying to God, and eventually, after months going through that, I started kind of here again, starting that relationship again. That start fulfilling again, and then pull me to kind of like get those priorities back. My relationship with God, and then my relationship with my family, prioritizing my wife and my kids,
Right.
and then for sure still working very hard. But I just think all of that, making money, that
Get you
social
wrapped up in
media
it.
was taking a lot of time of my days. Was kind of like putting a lot of energy into that, and then I kind of was
Yeah, because I remember,
lacking, on the other things.
I remember a little bit before your Sean Brady fight when I was filming some content for you. I remember you were saying, "Yeah, I'm trying to get as much content as possible. I'm trying to put out as much social media as possible." So, have you you've kind of taken a different approach for this fight, locking in more?
For sure, because I think social media nowadays is we need to have, right. People gotta
Of
see what we're
course.
doing, but I'm a I'm that kind of guy that, like, if I'm gonna do something, for commit to do something,
Hmm.
I want to go all in, and then I want to do a lot. I want to
Right.
over deliver, and then I want to do more. So with that being said, I cannot do a lot of different things at the same time. Otherwise, I'm gonna throw all my energy out there, and then I still need to train. I still need to be a dad. I still need to be a husband. So I think I was just doing too much.
Too much.
And even with the social media, I like it. I like it. People talk. I like people. Oh, there's a nice video. I kind of
Right.
like that stuff, and that was people was kind of feeding me from that.
Right.
That's when I'm like, I don't need that energy. I
Right.
need that. What I really want, just wanted the likes and the comments and the opportunities, or I really
Right.
want to become a champion, or I really want to finish my career, the fashion that I wanted. So
Right.
that is a lot of. I don't like the losses for sure. No
Of
one
course.
likes it, but the lessons were needed. I needed those lessons. I needed that lesson. I needed, like, to think about it, what I'm doing. I need to change this. I need to change that. I need to slow down here. I need to honor my coaches. I need. So it was good. And then besides that, I had a great relationship with my coach. I always had
Henry.
with Henry, with Wagner Russia, with a couple of these guys. So it was actually very good to see how real those guys are. That
Right.
they didn't came at me and be nice. They were rough with me, both guys. They brutally honest with me. Tell me straight up truths. I need to commit more. I need to change a couple of stuff. I need to stop traveling. It was great, actually, to have these guys around me and not just being a yes man, like being
Right. Yeah,
like straight up
that's
honest.
a good point. Like, how is it having those conversations with your coaches? Like, is it a hard thing to do, or is it something that like you look for? You know what I mean? Because it's hard for for instance, you train so hard, a fight doesn't go your way, and you're trying to you have that conversation with your coach. How does that go down?
I like how that goes down, because we need to have those conversations. Is that make or break conversation.
Right.
If you really want it, you're gonna make the changes and you're gonna step up. But that's the thing, whenever we get on this sport, is a lot of fake people out there. I'm very fortunate to have a coach like his Henry Hofes, Wagner, those guys that are gonna tell me the truth. Hey, if you keep fighting like that, those guys are gonna throw those young guys to make a numb out of you.
Right.
And we need to change a couple things. We need that Gilbert before that. Whenever he was broke, that he was putting a lot of work. That's the guy. So it was way tougher than that, the conversation with both of these guys. But I'm thankful for that. Like I said, the loss are part of life, but I think the loss coming for us to get a lesson, and I'm very
Absolutely.
very thankful for those lessons that I got.
Absolutely. Now, this fight camp compared to others is also different, not in just preparation, but with also things outside.
Yeah.
You have another kid coming on the way,
Yes.
right? Does the world know yet if it's boy or girl, or have you?
Boy, Gabriel.
Gabriel. How is your mindset now going into the fight, now having a kid? Because, for example, I remember this was a while ago when Connor was fighting Aldo. He said Aldo misses his kids. He misses home. I don't have that. And then you see a lot of fighters also, when they have a kid, the flip of the switch, you know what I mean? So how's your mindset going into that, knowing that you have a kid on the way? Does it make you hungrier? Is it easier to get up in the morning to go do training? What's your mindset on that?
I think it helps a little bit, you know. For sure, it does help, you know. But what helps me in a lot of different ways too, you know, to be grateful, you know, like where I came from, all the way from Brazil, like very, very, very humble, very crazy places that I used to live in Brazil. And now we're here, you know, you make a life here, just became an American citizen. And my kids are here, we provided for them, not a baby on the way. Honoring my wife very much because Bruna didn't want to have another kid. I was kind of pushing, I was asking.
Right.
And she's in so much pain right now, bro. The belly's huge. She cannot sleep.
When did she do?
June 6th. I think it's coming right after the fight. I don't think. Baby's almost ready. Belly's start getting down a little bit. When it never goes down, the baby's almost ready to go. So I think we're going to have maybe a week or maybe 10 days after the fight. I think the baby's coming.
This will be your third one, correct?
My third one.
Is this your last one?
My last one. I tried to be a girl, but
You were hoping for a girl?
I was trying to make a girl, but I don't think you can make a girl, so that's it. That's the last one. Gabriel, and he always he leads a little fire on us, you know, and then
Right.
especially the way Bruna is such a warrior, you know, she's still
She is.
doing everything, helping me with everything, no complaints. The belly's killing her, bro. That belly's huge.
I just saw her. She did, her belly did look
Yeah.
big. I have to say, for obviously there's a lot of fighters who have wives and stuff, but every time I've been to the gym filming, anywhere that has to do with, you know, training or fighting, she's always there. You know what I mean? She's definitely your ride or die.
For sure, but she doesn't go a lot, but she likes to go to the sparring because I film my sparring. Sometimes she likes to watch it, and then she's the one that films my sparring.
Nice.
And whenever she's kind of cool, she goes there too. She likes to go to Wagner too. I go to Wagner at night, so she goes there. But she's always number one support, bro. Bruna is different level, you know. And then the crazy thing about her that not a lot of people know, she's a black belt in jiu-jitsu.
Really?
She's 4 times Brazilian national champion.
Wow.
She has 1 amateur fight MMA, and she has 2 like Muay Thai fights. So she actually can fight, even though she's being very tiny. Like whenever she was trying to becoming a fighter, the women's MMA wasn't that big, you know. So
Right.
that was more than 10 years ago. So, but she was in a different generation, she'll become a fighter. So she knows what it takes. She trained, she fought, she been there, and I think that's why too she can support me more and more. You know?
Right. So basically what you're telling me is I have no shot. Should rip my leg off.
She can kick. She can kick.
Awesome. So tonight, the day we're filming this, today is Saturday, fight night, UFC 315 in Canada. We have Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena, who you have faced both of them. Obviously, with the Jack fight, you're winning 14 minutes out of 15, get caught in the last minute. Sucks, right? And then against Belal, you had a 5-round war. And you had a 5-round war and basically fought with one arm for 5 rounds. What's your thoughts on the fight tonight? And do you believe that regardless of who the winner is, Islam will still move up?
No. I think if Belal wins, Islam's fighting Ilia. I even said that on the podcast before they say that. But I do believe JDM is going to win. I think it's a very tough fight for both guys. But I don't know why. I just think JDM has the cardio too to go through 5 rounds if they have
Right.
to. I think if Belal wins, gonna be by decision, controlling, making points, making a dirty fight. But I do believe JDM can get a finish. You know, I do believe. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. I think it's gonna be a crazy fight, better than people think. I think it's gonna be a good fight, but I do believe JDM is gonna, by the end of the round, like I think those championship rounds where he's gonna like get the best out of Belal.
Really?
You know, I do believe.
I find that interesting that you say that because I see a lot of people saying the opposite, as in the later rounds with Bilal, that JDM's ever been 5 rounds.
Yeah, that doesn't mean much. The guy has an amazing cardio, puts a lot of pressure, keep chasing. He gets so many finishes. He's a guy that people kind of. I think he's super underrated, and then I think he get a big shot at becoming a champion. I think JDM wins, and Islam moves up.
A fight that recently just got booked was Joaquin Buckley versus Kamaru Usman. Now, you've obviously faced Kamaru, and Joaquin called you out a couple months ago before your Sean Brady fight, so I'd love to get your thoughts on that matchup.
I would like to fight Buckley, but I think I think that fight with Kamaru is going to be a good fight. You know, Kamaru was at the gym. We sparred a couple of times. We were training. Then he went to Colorado, to Denver to finish his camp out there. It's a tough fight for both guys, you know. So Kamaru definitely, I think, should wrestle a little bit more in this fight, put a pace on Buckley. Buckley very explosive, very strong, especially on the beginning. I will see if Kamaru can bring him to the later rounds, you know, and then kind of walk him down, take him down, ground and pound. That would be Kamaru, you know. But let's see how Kamaru looks, you know. Like, we're in a tough spot, you know. Me, Kamaru.
Yeah, Kamaru's lost 3 in a row too, correct?
Adesanya, and I think
Crazy.
Cejudo too, right?
Do you think it's this thing of like what they're saying, like the shifting of the guard almost?
Maybe. I don't believe on my case it is, but on a couple of guys it is. You know, like especially those guys that get so successful, they make so much money.
Right.
Yeah, if you don't change the inside out, like if you don't make the change that you have to make, if you don't put in the work, if you don't evolve, those guys are gonna catch up. You know.
Right. So with the welterweight division and how it's stacked up right now, I mean, you've been fighting the toughest guys for pretty much your whole career, but especially within the last couple of years. Hamzat, Usman, Sean Brady, Bilal, and a lot of these guys, if they're not champions already, they're on their way to becoming champions. So why do you feel like you may get the toughest fights? Is it always just because you say yes? Or is the UFC seeing if these people are, you know, if these guys are legitimate enough to be fighting against you?
I think both, you know. I think both. Whenever, like Michael Morales, you know, guy 17-0, 25 years old, very, very, very tough. And he beat a couple legit guys, you know. He beat Max Griffin, he beat Jake Matthews. And he's ranked, he beat Neil Magny. Now he's a time, you know, let's see if that guy gets a shot at the top 10, you know. And then I'm the guy, you know, I'm the guy that been there and done that. And the UFC knows they're going to call me and ask you. They know I'm going to fight anyone. He's not,
Right.
I'm not picking and choose all these easy fight, that guy. I'm not that type of guy, you know. I'm here to fight. I'm here to, not even to prove, but to show. I know. But I got to show these guys I'm one of the best fighters in the world. They're still willing to put everything to becoming a champion. So, yeah, I think a couple things. I think I would never say no to a fight. And the fans like it. I put on a show. And yeah, they got to, if they, it's those guys, you know, they're like, they people like to say how they call the doorman, how you call that? They call the
Gatekeeper?
the gatekeeper, you know. But you gotta pass through one of those guys, you know, to go to the top. So I like that. I don't mind. I don't mind to be that guy, to be one of the tougher guys. If they look at my record, I just saw the thing that they posted. My last 10 fights were like,
Yeah, insane.
crazy guys.
Insane.
So
What's your mindset when when you're signing, like you get the offers, like it's just immediately yes, like any.
I talk to my coaches, talk to everybody. I make the decision, but I just like to honor my coach, talk to them about it. But I like those fights, you know. It's just I'm a real fighter, you know. I'm out there to fight the best guys in the world, and then they offer me a fight. If you know, if the time makes sense, if I know I can get ready, if I know, he's a yes for sure. Might be. Oh, we have a fight for you next month, and then the only thing that I would say is, no, next month I won't be ready, but give me that same guy in, 2 months or whatever. That's gonna be the only thing. But other than that, I would say yes to anyone. Then, and I like to be the guy. You know, I'm in the sport to be that guy. That
Right.
whenever I'm done, all said and done, I wanna look and I wanna be proud. They're like, man, look. Look at the guys that I fought. You know, at my era, like I did in my jiu-jitsu time. Back in the BJJ, I fought everybody. I lost a couple guys. I beat most of the guys, but at my era, I fought everybody.
Right.
And I never, in jiu-jitsu, is kind of different because you fight the guy so many more than one time. You know, you're gonna fight.
Right, over and over and over.
So at my time, I beat the best guys in the world more than one time. You know, I lost a couple guys too, but I fought everyone and I beat every single one of these guys. So MMA is hard to get a rematch. It's different, but I still want to be able to say at my era, I fought the best guys.
And do you feel like you've obviously fought for the belt once before? After this win against Marias, where do you think that ranks up?
We cannot pass through this guy. You know, very tough guy. I do believe I'm gonna get this win. After that, we'll see where we go. You know, that's the first thing first. I gotta go out there and get the win. You know, make sure I got kind of 7 more days. You know, to kind of keep doing the right things that I've been doing. Focus on my recovery, my weight, my technique, strategy. Relax. You know, keep feeding that mentality, and put on the work. You know, May 17th. Then after that, we'll see. There's a couple guys out there, a couple guys that I didn't fight. They still on the top and didn't fight these guys yet.
Right.
One of the fights that I really love to make after this one will be the Leon Edwards fight.
Would love to see that too. What about Colby Covington?
Not much. I don't think he's gonna fight me. I'm not gonna. I called these guys so many times. He don't want to fight. He's all good. But I just, everything goes good May 17th. I want to fight Leon Edwards these years still.
There's one dream fight that you wish you had, as far as like, even in today's era or maybe from back in the days, who would it be?
That's a good question. I want to fight so many guys. The Nate Diaz, I wish I had that Nate Diaz fight before he was done. Who else? And those rematches, you know, I always want that rematch. Now, with Kamaru, it doesn't make sense anymore, you know, because we kind of train together. You know, we both not on that run. If one of those get the title, maybe a rematch.
Right.
But a rematch with Hamza will be, I think it will be a crazy one.
That'd be crazy. I would love to see that as a fan favorite. I mean, that's probably one of the best fights of all time. Like, if you had to do top 10, I would say it's probably top 5. 100%.
And Bilal fight, you know, the Bilal fight is the one that was hard for me, you know, that little injury. If you win, you fight for the title. Yeah. But yeah, I think those rematch with the guys on the top, the guy that I lost, Sean Brady, Jack, that would be good fights too.
I'm gonna pivot a little bit. So Brazilians, I think from the year maybe 1998 all the way up to the maybe 2000s, even till this day, have dominated MMA in every aspect. You know what I mean? Champions on champions. Do you think there's a new era of maybe like Dagestan? Like, who do you think runs the MMA game today? If you had to pinpoint.
He's up in the air, right? We got a couple Americans. We have a couple Australians, right? We have Jack now. We have Jack coming up. We have Volk over there. Then we have freaking South America. We have South Africa. We have Dricus Duplessis as the champion. We have the Ritter coming. You know,
fight news today: DeRitter versus Whitaker.
See, crazy fight. So. he's all over, you know. But I don't think Dagestan is up there, you know. I think Dagestan has two guys, right? They
Right.
have Islam and Ankalaev. I still want to see the Pereira fight Ankalaev back, you know. I want to see this rematch. And yeah, I think it's up in there. You know, we got a lot of Brazilians coming. The Fight Nerds is making a crazy noise out there. Then we still have the Shavkat. Maybe this guy fight or not. I don't know how he's doing. So it's crazy, man. We got so big. You got Kazakhstanis, you got Brazilians, we got like the Morales, we got
Right.
so many guys from everywhere coming. You know, like it's kind of good to see the MMA growing. And we got guys from everywhere, and even girls. You got girls from everywhere too. Girl from France is gonna fight for the title soon. So yeah,
How do you feel like your grappling stacks up with Morales's?
I think my grappling is the best one of the division. You know, and then I do believe if the fight hits the floor, I'm getting a sub.
And now, obviously, you don't want to give away too much in your game plan, but how are you going up against Morales in this fight?
Oh, we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight, bro. It's gonna be a war on stand-up. The guy hits very hard. One of the things that we're doing, we put a lot of volume in this fight. I'm throwing way more punches. We kind of got his numbers, you know. He's like 26 striking per round. We try to double that. So the cardio gotta be on top. That's why I was working a lot of my cardio, doing like bunch of heel sprints, bunch of running.
Yeah, your physique is,
Yeah,
I have to say.
I'm in good shape. So yeah.
Our boy's looking right.
So and I had to put a lot of volume. I had to do a lot of grappling, a lot of wrestling. So that's the thing. The thing is to outwork him coming May 17th. So throw more volume, mix it up, takedowns. Even if he defends the takedown, it's all good. We're still gonna put up on the volume and eventually take him down, and work on getting this guy out there.
Let's go. And how have you been, just as a human? You know what I mean?
I'm good, bro. I'm very happy right now, to be honest. Even though my career, right, my results doesn't show it, but I'm on a very good place. You know, it's actually, like I said, those lessons that I learned on those fights that I lost were kind of real for me. You know, like me changing as a person, focusing more on the things that are really important for me. You know, my family, my relationship with God. Kind of making these more real. You know, it's
Right.
not just. It's not just me making a social media video or reading the
money.
Bible. It's really reading. It's really getting into it. And because we have a lot of religious people out there. And the thing with the religion is a bunch of rules. Okay, don't drink, don't do this, don't. It's not that. The relationship that I do have with God is that I believe in God. I've been getting a lot of signals. I've been talking to him. I've been listening a lot more, having the confirmation, and it's kind of like that. He's with me all the time,
Right.
and that should me don't allow me to do a couple of things because he's there. So I don't want to. You know, it makes me feel bad if I do stuff. It's not that. It's not a rule. And if I still making a mistake, I'm gonna ask
learning
for
from it.
forgive, and I'm learning, but I'm getting better. But I'm on that path to get better, to be a better person. And being a better person as being a better husband, a better dad, a better brother, a better friend. Sometimes I gotta be honestly, like Wagner, like Henry was with me. They were brutally honest.
Right.
They said something that didn't make me feel good, but make me look into myself and
Reevaluate.
like, okay, these guys are right. You know, I gotta change that. And having a couple brotherhoods too that helped me very much. Gregory Rodriguez is a guy that got very close to me. Vicente Luque, those guys too are with me, growing their faith. So we're kind of growing together.
Right.
And yeah, and then I'm being very happy. That's the honest. You know, I'm changing. I'm getting better.